Hello, and welcome. Today we open one of the most beloved books of our time, The Alchemist, by Paulo Coelho. First published in 1988, this simple fable has sold over 65 million copies and been translated into more than 80 languages. It is a story about a shepherd boy, a dream, and the courage to follow it. So relax, and let's begin the journey. On the surface, The Alchemist is a simple adventure. But beneath it lies a timeless question that speaks to every one of us. Do you have the courage to follow your dream, the thing Coelho calls your personal legend? Through the journey of a young shepherd, the book gently reminds us what it truly means to live. At the heart of the book is its most famous promise. When you want something with all your heart, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Keep this line in mind, because the entire story is built to show you exactly what it means. Our story follows Santiago, a young shepherd boy in the hills of Spain. He loves his simple life, his sheep, and his books. But one night, sleeping beneath an old sycamore tree, he has the very same dream twice. A child tells him of a hidden treasure, waiting far away, at the foot of the great Egyptian pyramids. Troubled by the dream, Santiago meets a mysterious old man who calls himself Melchizedek, the King of Salem. The king tells him about the personal legend, the one thing you have always wanted to accomplish in life. When we are young, he says, we know our personal legend clearly. The king urges Santiago not to abandon his. And so the boy sells his flock of sheep and sets off toward Africa. But the path is not easy. Arriving in a strange land in Africa, Santiago is robbed of everything on his very first day. Alone, penniless, unable even to speak the language, he faces a choice we all know too well. Give up and crawl home defeated, or see himself not as a victim, but as an adventurer in search of his treasure. He chooses to go on. To survive, Santiago takes a job with a crystal merchant. Month after month, he works hard, learns the trade, and even helps the shop prosper. Soon he has earned enough to go home and buy his sheep again. And here lies a subtle danger. Comfort. It would be so easy to stay and settle. But the dream of the pyramids still whispers to him, and Santiago decides to push forward. Santiago joins a caravan crossing the vast Sahara. Along the way, he meets an Englishman searching for a famous alchemist, a man said to hold the very secret of life. At a peaceful desert oasis, Santiago meets Fatima, a woman of the desert, and falls deeply in love. He is tempted to stay with her forever, but Fatima, who understands the heart of a dreamer, tells him to go and fulfill his personal legend, for true love never holds a person back. At the oasis, Santiago finally meets the alchemist himself, and the alchemist becomes his teacher, guiding him across the desert. He shares the deepest lessons of the book. He tells Santiago to listen to his heart, for the heart knows the way. He speaks of the soul of the world, the idea that all things are connected and written in one universal language, the language of love. The journey reaches its most dangerous moment. Santiago and the alchemist are captured by warring tribesmen. To save their lives, Santiago must prove he is a powerful magician by turning himself into the wind, something he has no idea how to do. With everything at stake, he speaks to the desert, the wind, and the sun, surrendering completely to the soul of the world. And in that moment of total trust, the impossible happens. Through every robbery, every doubt, and every danger, Santiago lives out one of the book's quiet truths. The secret of life is to fall 7 times and to get up 8. It is not the absence of failure that carries him forward, but his refusal to ever stay down. At last, Santiago reaches the pyramids and begins to dig for his treasure. But he finds nothing. Then a band of robbers appears. Their leader, mocking him, reveals that he too once dreamed of treasure, buried under a sycamore tree in an old church in Spain, but he was never foolish enough to chase a dream. In that instant, Santiago understands. His treasure was buried back home, in the exact place where his journey began. So why has this simple story touched so many millions of hearts? Because behind the adventure lie a handful of lessons, gentle yet profound, that speak to anyone who has ever held a dream. Let's gather the most important of them. Lesson 1. Follow your personal legend. Each of us is born with a dream, a calling. Yet most people, out of fear or comfort, quietly bury it. The book insists that pursuing your personal legend is your one true obligation in life, and that the moment you fully commit, the whole universe begins to move in your favor. Lesson 2. Listen to your heart. The Alchemist teaches that your heart, though sometimes fearful, always knows the way. Rather than silencing it, learn to hear it, and to make peace with its fears. For as the book reminds us, where your heart is, that is where you will find your treasure. Lesson 3. Read the omens. Throughout his journey, Santiago learns to notice the small signs life places in his path, what the book calls the language of the world. When we stay awake and present, we begin to see that life is constantly guiding us, gently nudging us toward our dream. But there is one great enemy on every journey, and the book names it clearly: fear. As Coelho writes, the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. It is rarely failure that stops people, but the dread of it, the imagined pain that keeps them from ever beginning. Lesson 4. The journey itself is the treasure. Yes, Santiago finds his gold in the end, but the real fortune is everything he became along the way: the courage, the love, the wisdom of the desert. He had to travel all the way to the pyramids and back to finally see the treasure waiting at home. Often, who we become on the journey matters far more than the prize at the end. In the end, The Alchemist is not really a story about gold buried in the sand. It is about the courage to begin, to leave the safety of the familiar and walk toward the life you were truly meant to live. It asks each of us a simple, piercing question: what is your personal legend, and are you brave enough to follow it? Coelho leaves us with a thought worth carrying. It is the very possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. The treasure may be uncertain, the road may be long, but it is the pursuit itself that fills our days with meaning. And that is the heart of The Alchemist. I hope Santiago's journey has stirred something in you, perhaps a reminder of a dream you once set aside. If it has, do read the full book, for its magic lives in every page. Thank you for listening, and may you have the courage to follow your own personal legend.